Yes.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, now it looks better.
Oh. Good news.
It's gonna show the inputs and the frames, but it's fine. Okay, maybe some commentary.
Alright.
Well, nothing crazy yet. I found here that you can hit the bandage without actually touching the ground at all. Because you go like inside the block a little bit when you enter from the approach from the corner.
I think that's pretty much what we did in that warp zone in Dark Soul Factory.
Which level?
I can tell you when it comes.
Okay.
It's a bit different though.
Yeah, maybe I should talk about transitions a little bit. That you can see that all the transitions look the same. It's because that transition is faster than the other one. Every time you get the slower one, you lose. I think it's 1 to 3 frames.
So how does it work? Were you
It's
able
basically
to record it all in one go?
Yeah, I did record it in one go. And I just frame manipulate it, get the best RNG in each transition. It's not that bad because it's 50-50, so usually I don't need to retry it that many times. But in some levels it was really awkward where I couldn't adjust my movement easily without losing time. So sometimes I had to do a lot of the previous levels, get a chance of another RNG.
How does it work? If it's the bad RNG, do you have to go back from the start, or do you edit it?
What do you mean bad RNG?
Like if you get the slow loading time, do you have to just like discard the run and do it again?
No, that's what the save states are for. That if I do a mistake or I get a bad RNG, I can just load a previous state and then try a different inputs. Without load, it would be completely impossible to do anything because you just can't do everything without any mistakes, and often you're not even sure what the best way is.
Okay, so but in the end, still, if you have the right sequence of inputs, then it's not random anymore.
Yeah, it's not random. Well, I mean, the game is deterministic if you do all the same inputs, but in practice you can't like manipulate them in real time.
I gotta say that does explain a lot.
Does it?
Well, I mean, like sometimes you get a split and
yeah, like forest splits where you.
Sometimes you just get a split that seems really fast for no apparent reason.
I didn't know you could actually go between the legs of the boss here.
Yeah, it was actually in the very old delay any percent TAS, I think.
Oh, I didn't notice.
Well, you don't really pay attention to those because it's level is always boring. Like when
it's the most important part.
When I replay, like a lot of times I just watch the segments I have done to see for improvements. I always just skip those because they're so boring.
So when you get the wall slides with the TAS, it's you just have to input on the right frame and you get it?
Well, I need to have the correct position too. So I often have to adjust my position a little bit by doing either directional inputs or small left rights.
I see.
Oh, how do you know? Glitch girl, how lucky.
Surprise, surprise.
Can you
Were
believe it
there any
that
occasions where you... I'm sorry, were there any occasions where you had to lose a lot of time to like manipulate push go or something like that?
I lost a little bit time to RNG, and there are a lot of potential RNG time saves that will come apparent later that I just didn't go for because they were so unlikely and so hard to go for. But glitch growths weren't that big of a deal because it's, what is it, like 1 in 20 most of the time. It's not that bad to get those. I can see the RNG calls and then find the one that works and then just do enough movements that I will get that particular call. In some levels you can see that or Meat Boy is doing quick left rights, which look kinda weird, but often the point of those is to manipulate the RNG.
Oh wow. Didn't even know you could jump directly from the blocks to the tower.
Well, you can't. You have to
Oh, you
adjust
did,
slightly, but not much. You just need to have a very good corner jump there.
Yeah, I see.
I think the segmented run had that exact strat. Well, the start at least, but it's really hard to get a good corner jump, especially when the level is so long. This one's gonna, the route is gonna differ from the segmented and the normal 106% route.
Oh, interesting.
It's because we can utilize nature clips that suddenly some levels become worth to do. And I'm doing 3 light hospital levels with nature. I had to choose which were the best ones.
So you load nature clips for this run? Right?
Yeah, I do use nature clips. It sort of saddens me because many of the normal strats were much more interesting. But
So what was your reasoning behind allowing it?
well, just wouldn't feel right if it was like intentionally losing time.
Okay.
And there are some things that are questionable whether they are clips or not.
And did you get some clips that were random, or is it completely deterministic?
And all the clips are deterministic. There wasn't anything random.
So I guess
There were,
it's a good argument in favor of
well, the clip system is really stupid for RTA because you can only clip every 3rd frame.
Oh, yes, I meant in a
Huh?
TAS setting.
Yeah. Anyway, that still explains how a lot of how clips work in RTA. Because a lot of time you get like the same turn. At least you feel like you get the same turn. And still doesn't work even though in some other times it does.
Yeah.
So that's because you get the wrong frame.
I see. Oh, that's actually
Interesting.
pretty valuable knowledge.
I don't know how much it's changed that you don't have fully consistent frame times in RTA.
Ah, yes, right. So all those things, are they the same on Windows and Linux?
Well, I can't check them all because I don't have a TAS for
Yeah.
Windows. Well, I do, but I haven't tried it. But I assume they are all the same. Some cycles seem different, but I'm not sure if that's due to the TAS tool or something else. Oh, yeah, there's the skip of those blobs. I had to pause there because you had to do a detach jump, and you You can't do a detach jump on that side
Oh.
with double direction.
Oh, right, because the one direction takes over the other.
Yeah.
It doesn't work the other way around.
Yeah, I find a new strat for this. If you get the the meat ninja sometimes get in 106%.
Yes.
It works the same way as timer glitch, that Meat Boy continues to spawn, but the level animations don't. So
the cycles are different.
well, no, they're not different, but I can get Meat Boy to spawn while the level is not progressing. So basically I can catch an earlier cycle. That's the same in 219.
I was wondering what sort of RNG elements, aside from the glitch code, you were talking about trying to manipulate.
Yeah, that's the biggest. I suspect that saves time in many places, but when the chances is 1 in 2000, it's like I had to plan it in advance. I had to redo all the levels because I wanted to get those two. So basically, I just searched for a good seed where I got the RNGs close when I wanted them. Till I helped with that too.
So speaking about Kilai, I don't know much about the TAS tool that you used, that you made. Does it work only for Meat Boy or is it for?
It works for other games. I only tried it for the NDS9, only briefly for that. But apparently it does work for other games too.
Okay. And do you have an estimation of how long it took you to complete the TAS?
Well, I started like a year ago, and the rear card count was over 100,000. So if each of those was, say, 10 seconds long, you can count how long it took them. It felt like it took forever, and I still have some time saves left that are not RNG, and I don't have them here because, like, for some levels, doing improving them on the middle of the run is not a problem, but due to how the frame times work, I have to be on the same frame cycle because every third frame is the same. So if I save 3 frames, the rest of the movie will sync, assuming RNG, of course.
Is there anything else on that frame cycle besides Nija dashes?
There are some where Meat Boy gets affected, but I don't think they're relevant for RTA. But there are some levels where I'm forced to wait a frame because of that. I think was there one? I know at least in... oh yeah, there's one in 6.2. You know when you come back after the key, there's that one really precise jump where you land on top of that one tile and then land directly on the center. That no one's doing because it's so ridiculous. That doesn't work on every frame. I had to wait 1 frame there because of that. I actually thought before this run that Nature's gonna be impossible to commentate, but even the Meat Boy is impossible to commentate with all the levels. Everything just goes so fast. We have to play it like 1/4 the speed.
Yeah, I saw the 3-2x TAS thing you posted like a year ago. I'm not even expecting the commentated level at all.
Yeah.
This ain't gonna happen.
Okay, pretty standard stuff. Yeah, now we go to hell and still missing some bandages, so gonna do the warp zones first and then start with nature. Oh yeah, I use whatever bit Meat Boy this is because you can get, like reach that because the bit Meat Boy spawns faster. I reached like the cycle part earlier. I don't have to wait as long. I actually thought about Brownie, using Brownie there, but I didn't try it. Might have saved time, but there were only so much I can try.
You should have done Bandage, dude. Use Potato Boy.
Yeah. I'm not sure how well those work. Oh yeah, that level looked kind of slow, but I couldn't find a way to get the second eye to disappear faster. I'm sure there's a faster way to do that.
Did you ever find out what causes those lasers?
No, it's still a mystery. We looked into it briefly with Kile, but nothing came of it. Short hops weren't... Getting short hops with Meat Boy was actually pretty easy because I can just do directionless inputs if I need to during one of those hops. And usually the setup for them was always the same, so I could often use the same setup basically. Because it's pretty much always is just slide and then a sprint jump. And then hops.
So you mean that sometimes you actually copy-paste some inputs?
Well, I couldn't copy-paste per se, but I knew the strat, so...
Yeah, you know the pattern and you know what you like. Alright.
So a good start.
Start with the clip.
Oh my god.
Okay, I have a feeling it's going to clip everywhere.
Yeah.
I think my own personal estimate for the final time was probably a bit overstated.
What was it?
I was expecting like 49 something. Of course, it's invalid now because I can see the final time, or not the final time, but like I can see how long the video takes.
Yeah. But you have to make some effort if you want to get spoiled. Oh yeah, you're not. Oh yeah, you're talking about the YouTube video. Yeah.
Yeah, the YouTube.
So how does it work? Why do you sometimes need to pause to get the clips?
Pause? Did I pause there?
Not there, but before I saw some clips where you paused.
I tried to remove most of the... I used to have many more of those pauses because they made it really easy to manipulate the exact positioning and the frame where Ninja is.
So what does it do exactly, the pose?
I'm really hoping that 418 strat is doable RTI, because that is the sickest thing I've seen in a while.
I can spoil that it's not. Actually, the saddest thing is that you can do the double saw skip on the bottom, but it's slower. I don't know if I posted that strat, but you can do it. It's just ridiculously precise.
Some classic shenanigans.
I actually had to cut a bunch of this because, well, first of all I had to redo this a bunch of times when the RNG changed. And then I had to do a bunch of extra RNG calls. This is why I'm doing those quick left-rights there. I found some faster threats, and then I still wanted to sync it up, so I had to do those.
So how much time does the new route save overall? Like, rough estimate?
I never timed it. I just thought it was obvious that it saved time, and because timing those is so impossible. Well, pretty hard anyway.
Fair enough.
But our what strat? What route?
I mean, like like normally in RTA run, we would do like Dark Hospital, After Factory, and all that.
Yeah.
So like just the order of the levels that you're doing.
Sorry, I haven't really say now. I made that decision so long ago that basically I had to make that when I started this. So I don't remember that anymore. Were you thinking about it for RTA?
That would be extremely amazing, but doesn't quite look like doing 1,000 clips in a row. Doesn't quite seem like something I could probably do myself.
Yeah, probably not. We used to, well, I used to try to go for a 5-9x clip, and it probably not a bad idea. It just felt so random that just frustrated if you didn't get it.
It
Weren't
saves
you-
so much time.
Yeah. Weren't you going for it, Hambinou?
Which one?
5-9x clip.
5-9x. I don't know the names of the levels.
Damn.
Wait, let me check what it is. Oh yes, I used to go for it once.
It was such a shame that I couldn't find a way for the clip 5.8 and 5.8x. It might be possible. You can see in this level. You can also clip from the bottom corners. Pretty sick.
Also, you need to be falling so that you get the right angle.
Huh?
Because can it happen if you dash towards the top? So it looked like you were falling, so you actually dashed downwards.
Yeah, you need to be dashing downwards. It works basically like the top corner clip, but you have to hit that corner on that very frame, because after you hit the ground, you will start going up, and then it won't work.
Yeah, I see. Oh, I never thought of that as a possibility.
Oh my god, dude, that was pretty sick.
Yeah, I think those clips are really cool. It's not like it really destroys the game. Like it destroys the... Clearly it's much faster, but it's still pretty fun to watch.
And this level, I'd really try to get a like bottom clip on the top floor, but I don't feel like I have enough downwards momentum to get it. The bottom clip just felt super finicky. Okay, now Larry. We found out that, well, we kinda knew it, that Larry can be faster or slower.
That's killed.
There was... It's almost possible to get a 2 cycle, but there wasn't enough time for the worms to go off sync. It was a big shame. It was something like they had to be 60 frames apart for that both could jump, and you could only get them like 45 frames apart. That's why you can get a 4 cycle. Oh, 3 cycle with two worms jumping on the last cycle. And there's a stupid thing in this level because on some resolutions you could make a faster cycle, but 1080p wasn't one of them. So I just decided to stick with this because it looks better, and didn't investigate it further. But it might be that some other resolution is faster. Yeah, this is one of the levels that I did.
Didn't keep it until the end. Oh yes, it came back. That's some heavy juggling.
It's hard to try to get this, keep feeders interesting. And this is again RNG manipulation. Looks kind of stupid, but
Definitely appreciate it, at least.
No hex escape.
Hex escape is slow. I mean, we already knew that before.
I do think it's interesting that that one jump in the middle of escape, in like the center section where you have the 2 saws on the ground and the one going up and down the middle. There was, honestly looked like a really large amount of leeway that you had on that.
It looks like there's more, but I think it might be a half block there or something. Just felt like you bonked really easily there. As you saw in that level, I didn't turn right very early. I was trying to get someone to do this 7-9 strat, but no one wanted to do it. It didn't seem that impossible to do RTA.
Did you even do it?
In RTA? Well, IL.
Yeah.
I mean IL.
In RTA. Oh, you
No.
meant IL.
IL is RTA, kind of.
For you, maybe.
This is a good level.
Yeah. Check out this cycle. That was another meat ninja manipulation. I just cancelled it that early that you couldn't hear the sound. Here I did.
Wow.
If I did the normal cycle, I would have to wait for getting the 4 keys. Oh, this level, I'm pretty sure I could have saved some more frames here, but I'm so awkward trying to optimize this.
There's a block there? Well, you know.
I thought you know it's on the left side as well. People jump off that all the time. I thought you could have saved much more in Cotton Alley, but it's actually not that far off from what you can get in a
Yeah, the
second.
is pretty human.
There's no crazy clips or anything you can do.
Is it the same for Dark Cotton? Do you actually have to slow down there?
Yeah. You are limited by how often you can jump. Yeah, Dark Cotton is kind of boring because there's so many just long levels where you can't really do anything. Yeah, this girl was nice.
Oh, nice. I mean, it's obvious you can do that, but still, it looks awesome.
Yeah, this is the one death.
How come you have to get it?
Definitely worth it.
To skip the south?
Yeah, well, if I don't die there, I can't get fast enough to get over the saw.
I see.
Because I did there the pause glitch.
And doesn't work with Meat Ninja? You can't get it there, maybe?
You know, that doesn't delay the level enough.
Okay.
Because you can get it only after midway spawned quite a bit.
So
When you die, you can. Well, it's like timer glitch. When you die, you can do it immediately
Oh yeah.
after you start spawning. It's supposed to
True, yeah.
when you get to the next level.
So something I see a lot is when you're climbing up like a long vertical surface, you slide for like a quarter of a second, then wall jump and slide again. Is that just the fastest form of vertical movement in general?
You mean like that? What I did there?
Yeah.
That I slide
Right.
and then sprint jump and then do. Well, that's the fastest way because first I slide, then I sprint jump, then I just combo hops.
That's cute.
Have to try to come out with something to keep the levels interesting. There, that was one of those frame time manipulations. If I pause there, I can. It takes one more frame before Bandage Girl bonks to the ceiling, which allows me to get past that double soul jump.
there no way to clip directly in the where bondage girl is?
No, you can theoretically do like a horizontal, vertical clip, but you can't fall fast enough to do that.
I see. Did we actually spoil the final time yet, or not?
Huh?
When you were setting up your video, did you spoil the final time?
In my stream, you mean?
Or not now? Yeah.
Well, no, but if people really want, they can see the frame counter in the top corner if they really want, but I haven't told it yet.
Did you go on the warp zone again?
Yeah, how lucky. Doing this, I realized how long all the warp zone animations take. Feel like an eternity always.
Of course, compared to how fast the levels go.
Yeah. Yeah, you need a corner for an age eclipse. All those good corner jumps.
Do you have any tech that you use heavily that wasn't known at the time of the old TAS? Or
Well,
yourself?
there's the stuff I already discussed, but I wonder if there was something else. I didn't know the bottom corner clip.
Yeah.
Also, there's another one that I didn't know you could clip and then turn into the blue state. You know?
So you mean clip and then be able to dash again? Right
Yeah.
after?
That was useful in many spots.
How does it work? Do you need to
If you,
still touch something?
well, you can the window where you can dash and still clip. There's some room there, and depending on where you are, you might get it or not.
I see.
Of course, if you want to get the blue state, you have to be on the last frame of the dash when you do the clip.
Oh, okay.
See.
So you mean it refreshes before you actually clip, right? Like you dash, then it refreshes, and after that you clip.
Nature clips are legal in 106%. Oh yeah, and that was another thing that I found out, that the bandage girls in warp zones, it's better if you approach them from the corner. Sometimes you can save one frame with that.
Oh.
Now I can get the warp girl for this, even though I already made 2.5x. I don't think anyone even paid attention to that I skipped the 2.8 warp. Forgot to mention it too.
Oh, I
I have to say that the route is a bit shady to me. a bit complicated to follow. Especially
It
since...
takes a deceptively long time to get.
Huh?
Get to.
I don't know how viable that is, that last dash or the float with Jill where you skip the whole floor. Usually people do it in two, land ground in the middle.
Yes, but I actually never tried to like with 2 jumps, maybe it's easier.
Oh yeah, there was another thing too, that you can do a full block vertical clip if you do a slide super.
Oh,
You can see it soon. I also suspect you might be able to do it from normal dash, but it's incredibly precise. Here. I can get the bandage
oh okay.
because of that.
But it's pretty impossible to see if you don't know that it's there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, this ninja stuff is so fast. I think you, even if you slow it 10 times, it's still
Yeah.
possible to understand.
Yeah, like I said, commentary was gonna be completely impossible when doing ninja stuff.
It's already hard to like commentate a race with humans, and I guess it's maybe twice as slow at some parts.
Yeah, of course there was threats I also found. Some of that could be RTA viable or IL viable. I didn't actually think that if there's anything that would be something to consider for a single segment. Yeah, there's no ham reaction. We had that for any percent, but not here, unfortunately.
Okay, that's the warp zone I was talking about. Just on the forest, when you were talking about touching a block without actually being on it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you do to get the bandage.
At which now?
The second level of the warp zone, when you get the bandage at the top right.
Well, I don't know if you can get it there realistically. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure when I was doing it RTA, I just got it
Maybe.
on the wall. I'm not quite sure I actually did it. I remember that I tried some stuff like that to get the bandage faster.
Pretty sure you have to be falling somewhat fast.
So maybe it was a bit different then. That was good.
Okay, that's all the nature stuff. Now, don't forget Steve.
Nice appearance.
I was honestly expecting Steve to be a magic clip as well. But I guess you do need a car for that, don't you?
Yeah, you can't clip there. It's kind of unfortunate.
Well, it's kinda good. You get to see Steve. Poor guy, he's been bored.
Does the Linux version also have Steve crashes?
Yeah, I did crash when I was experimenting with Steve a little bit. But I didn't have too much problems with that.
try to find a way to get Naija in some levels where you cannot get her.
Are you already thinking about strats and routes?
I mean, you could have some pretty huge clips here.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I had to wait so long there because the platforms weren't in a good position. I really like this strat too.
Okay, it's so good.
Everything fits perfectly. It's crazy.
It was a shame that you couldn't do double skip in this level.
Oh, yes.
That keyless part. It was kinda
Yes.
close.
We're already getting close to the end. Doesn't feel like we just saw 106%
Yeah.
so fast.
Yeah, I'm used to the 1 hour 10 plus.
Minutes is a pretty long time.
Yeah.
And the tension is so hard. Are you actually going to say Vantage Girl? I don't know. Wait, what's happening? How come you're outside of this?
No, you can clip through the if you are under one of those disappearing blocks. Also, the ending looked a bit weird because I was using TAS timing, which ends to the final input. So basically I can trigger auto jump and then just let it finish to the end.
Well, that's a pretty good job. do you actually have the final time?
The TAS timing is 48:08, I think. The RDA timing is gonna be -7 or something like from that. So still over 48.
Still sub 50, I wouldn't have guessed, honestly. I actually never thought of it, but my bet would have been something like 55 maybe.
Well, you can see the official time. It's the frame count on the top left.
That's pretty amazing, man.
48 is... It's not so far from just 2 times 70%.
Yeah, I actually had the idea that how unreasonable is Nature for dark ending. Because if you think this, take off like Cotton Alley, which is like 8 minutes maybe, take away a bunch of warp zones, and suddenly are talking sub 30. Might not be even
Maybe.
that's unreasonable.
Like, the thing is, you need the warp zones to unlock her, though, so...
Yeah. Yeah, it would feel so slow, but you can save so much time on many levels. Not like I timed Dark Hell, and with no warp zones, it's just over a minute with Nature.
Wow.
So what about this darkening? Do you actually have plans to TAS it too?
Well, not yet, at least. I'm gonna maybe take a break from TASing for a moment.
I think I can understand.
I actually didn't know what was the difference between the two cutscenes. in End and Dark End before I did this. So I never watched it.
Top level strats right there.
That's a beautiful baby.
Okay, there it is.
Significant crops for this huge work. Man, it must have been really exhausting to do all that.
Yeah.
Such a marathon.
It would have been nice to have some help, but it's understandable that TASing is not for everyone.
Well, at least you know that probably you won't get anyone competing with you on TAS for quite a while.
Well, TASing isn't really a competitive in the same way. Usually they're
Yeah, I guess you would just cooperate instead of competing.
Also, I will probably submit this to TS videos now that the format got accepted there. So in theory, you could just take the. I don't know how it goes there, but you could take this input file and then save some frames there, and then just keep the rest, and then you won't save time. Yeah, shoutouts to Icod and Kile especially. They helped me a lot with this.
What was Icod's contribution to the TAS?
He did a lot of the auto-scroller levels, like Fidus and 5.8, I think.
And Kilai, how
Slugger.
Did he contribute beyond making the tool?
Well, technical support. Because
I guess it was a good test for his software.
Yeah. It has improved a lot over this last year.
Back when it was first released, it was basically impossible to get more than 1 and 2 levels to sync at a time. So
yeah,
it's really cool to see that the full test has finally happened. And a link like this.
now only all glitches, 106% remaining. Yeah, thanks guys. I'm gonna try to. I'll see when I get these uploaded. I still need to work on the description. I basically have none at the moment. There's a bunch of explanation that should be there.
I guess you can safely say that the footage is not self-explanatory.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do like level by level descriptions. That would take as long as doing this.
If you were gonna do level by level, you'd probably be sitting here for another 2 years.
Yeah.
But maybe will you explain the main techniques? Maybe.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Mm. Now we're going to have to go through that and see what was doable RTA. Maybe you tried much of the stuff already, didn't you?
I haven't been running 106% for a long time, so I haven't really tried those. I don't know if there is that much. At least for the native stuff, you can't really do any of those with auto clips.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe the normal strats. Well, the all glitches is theoretical. Would have a bandage too. Well, all glitches means everything is allowed, including frame rate management. There was some problem with Linux that you couldn't, at least for now, ramp it up higher than 100 or something like that.
I mean, it sounds disgusting. All glitches.
Yeah, and I can imagine the pain with trying to like frame rate manipulation. You have to like check every frame for which frame time is the best for each. Oh man.
Please.
Because I'm pretty sure in some levels you can do like one frame completes with nature. Just get the perfect frame time and then reach bandage.
Just the concept of that bouncing through my head. It sounds. I don't even know how to describe it, man. Just like trying 100 different FPS values to see what works.
Mm-hmm. I did have that one test where I tried 15 FPS and something like 4-second time for 514. It looks so damn ugly watching that video, like a slideshow. So bad. Anyway, I'm gonna be done with this stream. Is there a Vorpal 20% world record coming?
Oh man, that would be great. Damn it. Well, thanks for sharing that with us, Mate.
Yeah,
It
thanks
was very
guys.
nice. Damn, good job.
Okay, so expect the VOD soon. Gonna upload those as soon as I get to it. Bye bye.